Imagine you're eating a sandwich. The bread is made from wheat, the lettuce grew from the ground, and the cheese came from a cow. Everything you eat comes from somewhere, and all living things depend on energy from food to survive. But where does this energy come from? It all starts with the sun. A food chain shows how energy moves from one living thing to another in an ecosystem. Every food chain begins with a producer, a plant that makes its own food using sunlight through photosynthesis. Plants don't eat other organisms because they get all their energy from the sun. Next in the food chain are the consumers, animals that eat plants or other animals to get energy. Some consumers, like rabbits and deer, eat only plants. They're called herbivores. Others, like foxes and owls, eat other animals and are called carnivores. Some animals, like bears and raccoons, eat both plants and animals, making them omnivores. At the end of the food chain, we find the decomposers, tiny organisms like fungi, worms, and bacteria that break down dead plants and animals. Decomposers help return nutrients to the soil, which helps new plants grow. Without decomposers, dead things would pile up, and the food chain wouldn't work properly. A simple food chain might look like this: the sun, grass, which is a producer, rabbit, which is a herbivore consumer, fox, which is a carnivore consumer, and decomposers break down the fox when it dies. But in real life, it's not that simple. Most animals eat more than one thing, and they can be part of many different food chains at the same time. When we connect all these food chains together, we get a food web, a big network that shows how energy moves in a whole ecosystem. Think about a pond. A fish might eat insects, but it could also eat smaller fish or plants. A frog might eat insects, but also be eaten by a bird. The food web is more complex than a single chain, but it shows how all living things are connected. If one species disappears, the entire food web can change. Everything in an ecosystem relies on food chains and food webs to keep the balance of energy. If too many predators are removed, their prey might overpopulate. If too many plants are lost, herbivores won't have enough to eat. That's why protecting habitats is so important. Every living thing depends on the energy from food to survive.